Here you can see Kofi Abua, a 12-year-old miner, working as a straightener and welder in the hometown of my mother, Wenchi. Do you want to tell me why you are working?
I was going to school, but my mom told me that we couldn't afford it anymore.
So the money was short. So, if you could go to school, would you? So, would you describe the work that you've been doing here as hard?
Yeah, it is.
Which kind of tasks do you have to do?
I'm a straight-in welder, or at least I'm going to be one, so there are different kind of tasks for me to do.
So, do you have to lift heavy things?
It depends. Some car parts are heavy and some are not. I basically just prepare the parts.
Oh, okay, I can follow. So, what do you want to become when you grow up?
I would like to learn something.
Could you give me an example?
I want to become a fully trained straight-hand welder.
Kofi does look determined, but one thing shocked me and made me doubt whether he has a bright future with this amount of work upon his shoulders. At what time do you start your workday?
At 6.
6 in the morning. And when do you finish then?
At 8.
So you finish at 8. So that's 14 hours every day.
hours.
This is Maturaarbeit, the so-called master of Kofi. Here you can see him giving me a short overview of the work site, and he even gave consent to also let me ask him some questions. How would you describe the general situation in Ghana?
Ghana is very exhausting.
Explain this more further.
When you are working, the money that you are making, it is hand to mouth. Everything that you get, you are spending on life expenses. You are never moving forward with your life.
The boy that we saw, why is he working here?
The boy was a student which was going to school, but the money became an issue. But not just that, he also had difficulties in school, so they should have brought him to a boarding school. But therefore, there was even less money. His family tried their best, but due to these difficulties, sometimes he just didn't want to go now.
Is child labor a common thing in Ghana?
It is not that common, but when somebody sees that the child labor is going too far, this person should be arrested.
So in Ghana they arrest people that advocate child labor.
The real form of child labor is not seen so common around here. It is more of an understanding. When you see a child that is working, it is mostly not against his will, and the parents also know about the form of work that it's done.
Also, the state doesn't help to better the parents' financial situation, so they also have no authority to say that the work the child is doing is not good or should be forbidden. The state could do so much more. What about the pay? Is it fair?
If the child is working, then the money goes to the mother. It is not that much, but some expenses can be covered with that. For example, food, water, clothing. But you can't save any money, so here in Ghana, it is always hand to mouth.
Although Ghana is one of the most peaceful countries of Africa, there is still a lot of peace missing within the country. Corruption as well as greed have affected the nation, especially the government officials. But not everyone is corrupt. There are still good people like Thomas Jemfi, a petrol station manager who employs a lot of young people to help them out of their misery. How would you describe the situation here in Ghana?
I would describe the situation in Ghana as terror because the society is struggling and the leaders don't want to help us. Everybody is just thinking about themselves. Greediness is keeping this country from becoming great. Money that should be evenly distributed among the people is kept by just a few individuals.
You've shown me a lot of places here in Ghana, and we've even seen children working, but what would you say are the reasons for child labor here?
There is child labor here due to the high poverty. Some people have 6 children, but no job. So how are they supposed to take care of the kids? As a result of that, the child is forced to start working from a young age and struggle on their own. Also, sometimes the money from the parents just isn't enough, so they can't pay the child's school fees.
How high are the school fees here in Ghana?
Well, here the most children start school from the age of 2 years, and this will cost you 8 million CD. This is around 60 years that you will have to pay every 3 months. If you work here and they don't pay you well, you can't send the child to school. And we Ghanaians, we don't plan right. We will let our environment pressure us to have a lot of kids, but what will we do then?
The average age a kid starts to work here is around 6 or 7, isn't it?
The average, or let's say under normal circumstances, a child shouldn't start working before finishing JSS, the junior secondary school. This is around the age of 15. But if there's any problem in the family, for example money, then a lot of minors have to start earlier.
Ghana, my birthplace and beloved home country, has a lot of great things to offer, but also a lot of flaws that need to be worked on. How are you supposed to help the children if the main problem already starts within the roots of the country? Or if you know how, this is what people call me in Ghana, meaning the one that comes from far away. And it's also this far away that every Ghanaian is dreaming about. Some people even set off on a dangerous journey to reach this dream and fulfill their biggest wish, to offer their child the best education possible so they can become great and even surpass them in their greatness. And therefore, I want to thank my father and mother for this great opportunity and their sacrifices, because without them, I could have been that small boy in this film.